guys, we are now on Junie B, first grader Boo, and I Mean It. And this is book number 24 of the Junie B series. So I know it's not Halloween time, but we're going to read it anyway. All right, chapter 1 is called Secrets. Dear first grade journal, my daddy went away on a business trip this week. He is doing job interviews. Job interviews is when you put on a suit and you wear a tie and you beg people for a job. I wish Daddy did not have to do job interviews right now, because Halloween is tomorrow and I'm afraid of that scary holiday. From Scaredy Junie B, first grader. P.S. I'm not telling anyone that I'm scared of Halloween, or else they will tease me probably. Children are like that. I put down my pencil and thought about Halloween some more. And then I did a shiver. Last year, a boy named Polly Allen Puffer told me 5 scary secrets about that day. And he said I am not allowed to tell anyone, or a witch will turn my head into a wart. I made a sick face, and I tried not to think about that scary situation. But how can you not think about a situation if you're trying not to think about a situation? I tapped my fingers, very frustrated. Then, all of a sudden, I saw my journal on my desk, and a good idea came into my head. Because sometimes if you write your problems in a journal, it makes you feel better about things. I heard that on Home Shopping Network, they were selling journals, I believe. I quick opened the pages and I started to write 5 scary secrets that Polly Allen Puffer told me by Junie B. Jones. Number 1, real monsters and witches go trick-or-treating on Halloween, and they don't wear costumes, because everybody thinks they're already dressed up, but they're not. They are wearing their real, actual face and clothes. Number 2, do not carve pointy, sharp teeth into your pumpkin, or else it will roll into your room while you're sleeping and eat your feet. Number 3, bats like to land on your head and live in your hair. Number 4, black witch cats can claw you into a shreddle. And number 5, candy corn isn't really corn. I put down my pencil again and I read over the secrets. That candy corn one is shocking, I tell ya. Writing my problems did not make me feel better. I put my head on my desk and I covered up with my arms. Just then I heard my teacher's voice. His name is Mr. Scary. That's a good Halloween name, I think. Only he actually uses it for the whole entire year. He said to please take out our arithmetic books. I kept on staying covered up. Because how can I do arithmetic when there's scary secrets in my brain? All around me, room 1 got out their books. I took my sweatshirt from the back of my chair and I tucked it in next to my ears. Sweatshirts help block out classroom noise. Pretty soon I heard my teacher again. Junie B, are you all right back there? He asked. Only before I could even answer, a tattletale girl named May started blabbing her head off. No, Mr. Scary. Junie Jones is not right, she said. Junie Jones is not paying attention again, as usual. She thought for a second, and Junie Jones has been doing other bad stuff lately, too. Yesterday, she ate half a sandwich from her lunchbox during silent reading, but I couldn't tattle on her because you said if I keep on tattling, I'll get a note sent home. So, thank goodness that you were finally on the ball today. After that, room 1 got very silent, and Mr. Scary didn't say any words. I felt shaky inside. He was thinking of a punishment for me, probably. Finally, I raised my head and I peeked one eye at him. He was sitting at his desk writing a note. I did a groan. It was to my mother, I think. I started to hide my eyes again, but just then Mr. Scary stood up very calm, and he came to the back of the room, and he gave the note to May. I could not believe my eyeballs. Please take this home to your parents, he told her. May's whole mouth came open at that shocking news. No, Mr. Scary, no, no, no. Don't make me take a note. Please, please, I wasn't tattling. I promise. I'm just saying I'm glad that you're on the ball today, Mr. Scary. That's all I'm saying. I was saying I'm glad for you. Mr. Scary smiled. Thank you, May. You're very kind, he said. Then he bent down next to her and he stuck the note in her backpack. I reached over and tapped on him. That note was long overdue, I said. Mr. Scary sucked in his cheeks at me. "Sit up, Junie B," he said. His voice did not sound happy. "Now," he said. I quick sat up. "Okie doke, I'm sitting. See me sitting, Mr. Scary? I think I'm going to get out my arithmetic book, I think." I found it in my backpack. "Yes, sirree, here it is. I'm all set to do arithmetic now," I said. Mr. Scary just kept on standing there, and I looked right up at him. "All righty, you can be heading back to your desk," I said. He still did not move. I waved my fingers. "Keep in touch," I said. Mr. Scary bent down next to me and he talked real serious in my ear. "You need to pay attention in class, Junie B. I shouldn't have to tell you that." I did a sigh. I leaned over and I whispered to him real private. "Yeah, only I've got something in my head that's really bothering me today. Scary Halloween is tomorrow and I don't like Halloween that much." Just then, May's ears perked up. "That girl has X-ray hearing, I tell ya. Hey, everybody, Junie Jones is scared of Halloween," she shouted. I just heard her say it. Junie Jones is a scaredy cat baby about Halloween. All of room 1 turned around and looked at me. "Really?" said my best friend named Herbert. "You're scared of Halloween, Junie B? I didn't know that." "I didn't know it either," said my other friend Shirley. "Why are you scared of Halloween?" Then a boy named Sheldon jumped up at his desk and he talked real loud. "Well, I'm not scared of Halloween, that's for sure." He stood there for a second, and then he did a little frown. "Except last year Daniel Del Monte dressed up like Mr. Potato Head, and he jumped out at me from a bush, so I had to drop my bag and run." Room 1 started to laugh and laugh. Sheldon frowned bigger. "It wasn't funny. I had to start my candy from scratch." May rolled her eyes. "Who cares, Sheldon? The thing is that Junie Jones is scared of Halloween this year, and that makes her a scaredy cat baby." She leaned across the aisle at me. "B-A-B-Y spells baby," she said. I crossed my arms at that girl. "Oh, yeah? Well, T-A-T-L-T-A-I-L spells tattletale," I said back. Mr. Scary did a wince. I tapped my fingers on my desk, and then I took one more crack at it. "T-A-T-A-L. T-A-I-L spells tattletale?" Mr. Scary closed his eyes. I put my head back down on my desk. He covered me up with my sweatshirt. I appreciated that. All right, chapter 2 is called Candy Corn. That afternoon, I zoomed to my house from the bus stop and I ran in front of my door as fast as lightning. "Tattletale. T-A-T-T-L-E-T-A-L-E spells tattletale," I hollered. After that, I used my word in a sentence. "Tattletale. May is a big, fat tattletale." I heard my grandma's voice. "Junie B, honey, is that you?" she called. "I'm in Ollie's room. Come back to see us." I circled my hands around my mouth. "Okay," I hollered again. "Okay spells okay." Then I hurried back there very fast and I hugged my grandma real tight. "Did you hear me spell tattletale? I looked up that word in my dictionary at school. May tattletaled on me today." Grandma Miller was changing Ollie's clothes. She shook her head at that news. "Oh dear, not more trouble with May. Junie B, you've got to just ignore that girl, honestly." I crossed my arms. "How can I ignore her when she calls me a scaredy cat baby? She told all the children that I'm scared of Halloween, Grandma. If only May knew what I know about Halloween, she'd be scared too." Grandma looked curious about me. "What are you talking about? What do you know?" I swallowed very hard. Then I made my voice quiet. "I know 5 scary secrets. That's what I know. But I'm not allowed to tell anyone or my head will turn into a wart." Chills came onto my arms. "Polly Allen Puffer told me that." Grandma Miller wrinkled her eyebrows. "Polly Allen Puffer? Isn't that the boy who told you that a monster lived under your bed?" I nodded my head. "Yep, that's the exact same Polly Allen Puffer. He knows lots of scary stuff, Grandma. Polly Allen Puffer has a brother in 8th grade, In 8th grade is like a grown-up. Grandma did a smile and then finished buttoning Ollie's sweater, and she put him on the floor to walk to me. Ollie does not walk very professional. He teeters and totters and weevils and wobbles. He fell down on my foot. Then he patted my shoe very nice, and he said the word moo. Moo is Ollie's favorite word. He's not the sharpest tool in the barn. Grandma bent down to pick him up. I touched her softy white hair. Bats would love that hair. I wouldn't go out on Halloween if I were you, Grandma. Not with that head of hair. Grandma Miller did a little frown. Then she fluffed her hair very much. Why, what's wrong with my hair? Don't you like it? I zipped my lips shut because I said too much already, I think. Grandma Miller fluffed some more. Speaking of Halloween, your mother's coming home from work early today. She wants to take you to the store to buy your costume. Then more chills came on my arms. I started backing out of Ollie's room very slow. I don't think I want to buy my costume today. I don't think I'm going to buy it tomorrow, but maybe the next day or never possibly. I kept on backing up. Well, I'm going to go take a nap now, Grandma. When Mother gets home, tell her not to bother me. I did a salute. Thank you and good night, I said. Then I turned around and ran to my room and closed the door. Then, a second later, I opened it up just a tiny crack. Don't forget what I told you. Do not go out with that head of hair on Halloween, because that is asking for trouble, Helen. Grandma Miller called back at me. She said, please do not call her Helen. I shut my door again. I picked up my favorite stuffed animal named Philip Johnny Bob, and I hurried to get in bed. If we pretend to be asleep, I'm not going to have to go to the scary store with Mother. Philip quick pretended to snore. I tapped on him. She's not home yet, Phil. I need to tell you 5 scary secrets because I can't tell them to real people. But you don't count because your ears aren't real. Philip Johnny Bob felt his ears with his front foot. You're kidding me? My ears aren't real. Are you sure? They feel real. Don't you think? I felt his ears. Yeah, Philip, they feel real, but they're just made out of cloth. Philip Johnny Bob kept feeling his ears. Finally, I had to take his foot away. After that, I made my voice into a whisper, and I told him the 5 scary secrets. First, I whispered the secret about monsters and witches. Then the secrets about the pumpkins and bats. Excuse me. Then I whispered the secrets about the pumpkins and the bats and the cats. And finally, I whispered the secret about how candy corn is not actually corn. His mouth came open at that one. No, that can't be true. Candy corn has to be corn. It has corn in its name, and it even looks like corn. If it isn't corn, what kind of vegetable is it? I did a shrug. I don't know, Phil. It can't be peas because peas are round and green, and it can't be carrots because carrots are long and crunchy. We thought some more. Then we looked at each other. Maybe Polly Allen Puffer's brother is wrong about the corn. He has to be wrong, said Philip. Candy corn is corn. There's nothing else it could be. I nodded, but the other scary secrets are true, I bet. You can just tell they're true by the sound of them. Like, why would a real, actual monster put on a costume if he already looks like he's wearing one? I know, said Philip, and the pointy, sharp pumpkin teeth make sense too. What good are pointy, sharp teeth if you can't eat feet? Right, I said. And you know the bat and cat secrets are true, because what bat wouldn't want to live in Grandma's softy hair? And witches' cats can definitely claw you into a shreddle, said Philip. He looked up at me. Maybe you shouldn't go trick-or-treating this year, Junie B. Maybe you should just stay here with me, all safe and sound in your own house. I hugged him so tight. That elephant is very supportive. All right, you guys, tomorrow we will read chapter 3 called Squirty.